In today's Follow the Money, incredible taxpayer waste in U.S. military programs to help rebuild Afghanistan. At Full Measure, we've reported on several giant boondoggles as rooted out by the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction, such as the $600 million Afghan Air Force that never got off the ground. This week, in a summary to Congress, Inspector General John Sopko reviewed 18 months of his findings and reported 63% of the taxpayer-funded projects failed to meet contract requirements or technical specs. More than one-third had building deficiencies so severe structure and safety were found to be at risk, and a third of the completed projects had never been used at all. Much like the $36 million military headquarters that the U.S. never occupied, Sopko added many of the projects involved unqualified contractors, inferior materials, poor workmanship, and inadequate oversight. Yet, many of the contracts were paid the full contract amount. How much are we talking? 44 taxpayer-funded projects with a combined contract value of $1.1 billion tax dollars. Next week on Full Measure, we've reported on the so-called Cadillac tax, that little-known tax break millions of you get on your work insurance that's set to be taken away under Obamacare. Next week, we meet a man who took it upon himself to find out who thought the Cadillac tax was a good idea and how they intended to hoodwink the American public.
It's a very clever, basic exploitation of the lack of economic understanding of the American voter.
When he's talking about the lack of basic economic understanding of the American people, when he's talking about the American people being stupid, he's pretty much talking about the Cadillac tax.
The story behind the selling of the Cadillac tax, that's next week. Thanks for watching. That's all for this week. I'm Sharyl Attkisson. Until next time, we leave you with a little look ahead. Spring and the cherry blossoms arriving early in Washington this year. Some buds just beginning to bloom. Peak is expected this week.